Why is fast food joints the place to be if you're a criminal right now? Why are they? A McDonald's worker near San Francisco called 911 the other day after a lady threatened them with a gun over something that wasn't that big of a deal. She stopped in to pick up her food. Then she sent her kids back inside claiming that the fries she ordered weren't in the bag. An employee told them, "Sorry, kids, your mom will have to bring the receipt in to prove that, and we'll get you whatever you paid for." But instead, she came in hot.
Oh, yeah.
She threatened several employees and told them she had a gun in her purse. Again, she's threatening people with a gun over a couple of missing McDonald's French fries.
I mean, you get it.
Lisa, what? I'd expect that out of Chuck.
Yeah.
Lisa,
French
wait.
fries. McDonald's are the best.
Yeah, they got to be hot, too.
Yeah.
They gotta be hot.
Just think there's something in that food that makes you crazy.
Well, there was one time, like I usually am like, ha ha ha, these people are crazy. But then one time, I got no sauce with my chicken nuggets, and I didn't realize
shot
it.
up
And
the joint?
I make a habit because of I know what can happen to me in these situations of checking the bag right at the window. I don't care how weird it is for them. Like I'm like, see if you did your job.
Oh my
And
God.
then I look and I did, but I didn't this time, and I got like halfway back, and I realized it, and I just like was having a bad day, and I saw white and just heard like a bell, like, and I went
It
off in my
happens.
car, like the things the inside of my car said. It was like a demon was being ripped out of me.
Oh my
because I
God.
was so
lucky you weren't armed.
yeah, and
Yeah.
I did like a cop move in the middle of a main road and was like, no, I'm getting a sauce.
All over sauce.
Yeah.
And you'd have been the guy on the news and you're like, over sauce.
As I was pulling in, I'm like, all right, you can calm down, buddy. It's just sauce.
It's
You're
just sauce,
fat.
man.
You've
Just sauce,
You've had
dude.
sauce. You've had lots of sauce.
Do you
man,
maybe keep
know?
some extra sauce at home for those
Yeah,
situations?
no, I don't think about that. I'm never
No.
sauce prepared.
Oh, okay.
Never sauce
I
prepared.
wonder
but
how many of these people see white like that.
Yeah.
Like they just,
It just hit me like I was like, that's the most angry I've been over the dumbest thing ever. And I was like gonna like in my mind, I'm like, oh, they wait till they see me. And then, like they're going through like remembering me, like you know, like they're gonna remember me. Oh, and I look at my face, remember it.
no, he's back.
I'm back, bitches. Give me the sauce.
How did it work out?
I got the sauce and calmed down. And,
Everything all
everything was fine. Yeah.
I don't know if, I mean, maybe you guys know years ago I maybe had some more anger management issues that we pushed to a point, but I try not to let anything really get to me too much anymore.
No,
That's-
I'm the
yeah,
same
that fast
way.
food
Like
thing though.
I'm pretty calm. I just was like, it was one of those days where like everything kind of was going wrong, and then that was like just the one thing that you were just. I was just like, why can't anybody do anything right? Why can't anybody? The world. It's the world.
It's the world. It's always the world.
The rant I went on inside of my car, I was like, whoo, buddy. Damn.
Your sauce rage. It does shock you sometimes, right? When you
Yeah.
act like that and you're like, calm the F down.
Yeah.
What the
Yeah.
hell?
I mean, I was all by myself
It's
screaming
always in the
like a
car,
maniac.
right?
Yeah.
Have we all had moments like that in the
Absolutely.
car?
Absolutely, yeah.
Just
No doubt.
Because you can scream.
Yeah.
No
it
one
was.
knows.
I was like, the whole world's gone crazy. Can't even get your sauce anymore in 2024. It's ridiculous.
I don't think I've ever told this story, but several years ago, maybe not as several as I hope.
Oh, what did you do, Dave? You didn't tell us
I haven't
about
said
a
this because I was embarrassed at how I reacted.
Oh, let's
This
hear.
dude in a lifted pickup truck, like it was going down to one lane, right?
Mm-hmm.
This dude, his lane was ending. I was in the lane that wasn't ending. He cut me off so bad that I almost went into a ditch. Like I swerved out of the way, and Amber's in the car with me. It was close. Like I hit the gravel at the side, and
Yeah.
I talk about white light.
Yeah. And then just that ringing, like in Saving Private
Like
Ryan.
I couldn't hear Amber telling me to calm down. I
Yeah.
remember that. Like she's like, I was yelling at you to calm down. I followed that guy for a couple of miles
Yeah.
until he finally pulled into a parking lot, and he was shaking, and he apologized. Like, I'm so sorry, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I sped up. Like, you got to stop.
Yeah.
And so Amber's like, are you serious right now?
Oh my God.
This man is shaking.
Her being in the car probably was what drove you crazy because it wasn't just going to be whatever
Because I
happened
thought
to you. It would
that's
be,
it. Like
you know?
she could have been seriously hurt.
Right.
Yeah.
Like that'll.
Was he on her side? Like, would she have hit her?
Yeah, well, when I had to swerve because he was
Yeah.
coming in this way, right?
Okay,
so I
I
swerved
got
this
you,
way.
got you. Yeah.
So it would have we would have landed on
That's
her
a
side.
crazy vehicle to follow, though, dude. You must have a lifted truck. You know, like that guy wasn't like, we got a problem, man. Huh?
Yeah,
No,
didn't
he was
see
a
him.
little guy in a big truck.
Yeah,
Oh.
you're
Because
like-
that's the other way it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
6'5" Dave steps out. He's
Yeah,
like,
he
oh
was-
my God.
And I was, listen, I'm a calm guy most times, but I was ready to kill. Like I did have that rage.
Yeah.
And he was shaking and was like, so sorry, man, I'm sorry. But I followed him for miles, and I'm sure he was like, okay, I can't go home because
Yeah.
this guy's going to follow me home. And he pulled into this parking lot.
That's your dad coming out. And you.
Totally my
Yeah.
dad.
Yeah.
I said that to Amber,
Yeah.
and when I finally came back to reality, I'm like, oh my God, that was my dad.
Yeah.
I just became my dad.
Yeah, because like
Yeah.
reality
Hold this
swirls-
chicken while I murder a man.
Exactly.
Right, right.
It was just like my childhood. I'm like, oh, I gotta reevaluate stuff.
I got to drive backwards right over this man.
Because I didn't think, what, I don't, like, is this guy tougher than me? Does he have a gun? Like, none of those thoughts crossed my mind. Just, I'm going to kill him. I need to kill him.
Oh yeah, no, I thought I was gonna go in. I was gonna be like, I am going to make this manager at McDonald's lose his job. I am gonna ruin his life. I don't even care.
But what's crazy is we watch those videos on the show and talk about how
Yes.
ridiculous those
But when
people
you're in
are.
that
right?
moment, yeah.
Yeah, when I did the cop move, I was just like, you gotta calm down, man. When I saw those arches, I was like, all right, this is a real fat problem. Like you gotta get real problems.
What the arches is what snapped
Calm
you out
me
of
down.
it?
Yeah, I was like,
That snapped you back
Yeah.
to reality.
it did. It calmed me down. I was like, all right, I trust you again.
You have one, Jason?
Yeah, it's about Scott though, and I was just hesitating to say it.
Oh, I
'Cause
see,
he got
okay.
me mad,
You
but I
did.
was in the car,
Oh,
and we were driving, and he was throwing these little trucks from his car seat, and they were hitting the window and hitting the window, and I was like, stop throwing the trucks.
Right.
So he kept throwing the trucks, and then he threw it again. I said, if you throw it one more time, I'm gonna put the trucks down your throat.
Oh, wow.
So
yeah.
Jesse is getting like
Yeah.
nervous.
Yeah.
And he throws one more truck,
Uh-oh.
and that's the white I saw. I
Yeah.
hit the gas and
Uh-oh.
sped up, and she's like, "What are you doing? What 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 are you doing?" And I pulled off into a neighborhood, and I like got out of my car. I slammed the door, and I walked up to him, and I opened his door. And the moment I like came back from the white is when he had his hands like this. It was like, "I'm not ready. I'm not ready." And I was like, oh my God. I think I'll just take the trucks from you. You know, and I closed his door and got back, and she's like, what the hell
I'm
is
sure
wrong
all
with
parents have
Every
been
parent
there.
has had a moment where
You
you're
know, you
like,
just
"Oh," and
lose
they're
your
like, oh my
patience.
God.
Well, I'll never forget his face.
Yeah.
Aw.
I was really gonna. I'm like, I
That's
gotta
a
be
core
careful with what
memory.
I say.
That's a
yeah.
core memory
yeah.
you made for him.
You haven't seen him shove cars down my throat. And he hasn't thrown one since.
Oh, sure. It does work that way, too. It will.
Yeah.
So-
He'll remember that in therapy one day.
Yeah.
I saw
Sure
white.
he
I
will.
couldn't take it.
Oh, my God. We're off to Louisiana to speak to Jacob. Hey, Jacob, how you doing?
Doing good. How about y'all?
We're doing all right. What made you rage? What made you see white?
Man, so this is actually kind of the opposite. I was driving in, one of those merge situations. This guy merges in front of me, and I guess my lights were a little too bright or whatever, but he starts brake checking me real hard. And so I drove around him on, once we got back to the 2-lane deal, and this guy starts following me. I got off the interstate. He's still following me, got to the first red light, and he jumps out the car and punches my truck. I open the door, and the guy tackles me and starts hitting me. We're kind of like going at it. Well, I had a flashlight in the door of my truck. I was able to grab that and just try and get the guy off of me. I hit him in the head with it, and it knocked the guy out. He's bleeding everywhere.
Oh, my
and so I
God.
kind of like,
Jesus.
yeah, I drug him and I laid him on the hood of his car, and there's a lady sitting in the lane next to us watching the whole thing, and I'm like, what do I do right now? She says, well, the light's green. I've already called the cops. I guess just pull out of here. And so I pull away.
Oh my
Just
God.
left him on the hood.
Unconscious and
Yeah.
bleeding?
He'll be all right.
Well, I didn't want him to wake up and like get a gun and kill me or anything. So I was like, well, I'm going to remove myself, and so I drove off and called the cops and told them what happened. And I'm freaking out. I think I was like 19 years old at this
Oh,
point.
jeez.
So the next day I had to go in for questioning with the police, and I'm asking them all this, and I'm like, man, what is going on? They said, well, your story lines up with the other ladies, and I had to give them my flashlight and all that as evidence. And
The murder weapon, a.k.a. the murder weapon.
Here's the brain basher.
Yeah, it's like a game of Clue.
Yeah, it is. That's crazy.
Jacob, thanks for sharing, man. Have a good day.
Man, last thing, I ended up asking him, I said, man, did he say anything? What was the problem here? He was a bowler in town from Ohio for a big bowling convention that they had.
Violent folks. Ohio bowlers. You're lucky.
He was pissed drunk and said he bowled the worst game of his life, and that's
my
what
God.
made him rage.
Ohio bowler.
No,
Never
Ohio
mess with a
bowler.
drunk Ohio bowler who's just bowled a real bad game.
That's super dangerous.
Yeah.
Super
You're
dangerous.
lucky you didn't put your hand
Thanks,
in the
Jacob.
ball return like Kingpin.
Right. The looky-loo lady in that story that's just like watching the whole, is he dead? Did you kill him? You just splayed him out over the... Gonna leave him there to bleed?
The whole thing happened. Light screen, you better get out.
Yeah.
The light screen, yeah.
Yeah. What do I do? Cross state lines, son.
I just go. I've called the cops. I don't know.
I see nothing.
Right. Is he dead? He's still breathing?
Is that his blood?
You bashed him good with that flashlight.
This lady said, one time my sister was staying over and she left her dildo on my couch and I completely lost it. It turned into a scratching, hair-pulling girl fight. I finally started beating her with her own dildo. And that's when we realized how stupid it was and bust out laughing.
Oh, my God.
Dildo fight.
I just think about there's a scene in Lock, Stock, Two Smoking Barrels where that same thing happens. Somebody's beat to death with a dildo.
Oh,
Listen,
no.
you can't leave your sex toys on my couch,
It's a violent.
right? As a sibling,
Yeah.
you can't. That
No,
that
that's
ain't
gross.
good.
That's so gross.